Hello everyone. So today I want to make a quick video. Surprisingly, this is going to be a quick video because it's a big topic, and it's going to be about why I chose Hinduism. Now, this is a topic that I could go on and on about for a long time, but it's come up in several conversations recently that I've had with several people. So I wanted to address this question, as basically as I can. And why I chose Hinduism. Why, not necessarily why I became, or how, or why I became Hindu, but why I chose Hinduism is that Hinduism is a culture of sharing information. There's no 10 commandments or even a list of any commandments that says you have to do this or you have to believe this or you have to behave in this way in order to be Hindu. Nobody can tell you you're not Hindu. Now, there's a lot of Hindus nowadays that say, okay, you're not Hindu if you believe this, you're not Hindu if you believe that. You're not Hindu if you don't recognize that there's different gods. You're not Hindu if you like the Bible and you think that it has some good lessons. There are going to be people who say that you're not Hindu for this or that reason, but as far as Hinduism at its base, there is no central authority or really scriptural authority that says that you have to be or believe this in order to be Hindu. It's a very open community. There are atheistic Hindus, ones that have certain beliefs about the universe and consciousness and the cosmic nature of consciousness and how we're all connected. And sometimes it's not even spiritual at all. Sometimes it's scientific. And they also consider themselves Hindu, and that's completely fine. There can be atheist Hindus, agnostic Hindus. There can be Hindus that believe in multiple gods, or Hindus that just believe that there's one God. And even, I believe in multiple gods, but I believe that they're different parts of the one, different functions of the one God. And, I believe that everything is a part of one God. But regardless of that, there isn't a demand of you in Hinduism, and you might think it's just anarchy or just open or just chaotic. Like the only rule is that there's no rules, and that's not the case either. It's not a rule that there's no rules. It's just an open culture of sharing of information, an exchange of understanding, and an allowance of you to be you. Now there's very little. There's very little information regarding, monotheism compared to the vast number of texts regarding, whether it be the Upanishads or other Hindu texts that regard, the multiple aspects of the one whole or the many gods. Hare Krishna, people who are part of Hare Krishna, I'm not one of them. I'm not part of ISKCON, but they really focus on Krishna being like the supreme personality of Godhead, and that's not the kind of Hindu that I am. It feels like a very Christian sect of Hinduism, if that makes any sense. Very Christian-like, let's put it that way. But I'm more of a universalist Hindu myself. That's just my relation as far as, a lot of people that are Hindu are Hare Krishna, and that's fine. I don't have anything against them. It's just that that is not the strain of Hinduism that I tend to follow. That is not the lineage that I follow. I follow the lineage of Paramahansa Yogananda, and through his master, Swami Sri Yukteswar, and through his master, Swami Lahiri Mashai, and through his master, Babaji, and then through his master, Jesus Christ, and through his master, Krishna. So Krishna is in the lineage that I follow. But as far as him being the supreme personality of Godhead, that's something that is not stated in the lineage that I follow, the lineage of Paramahansa Yogananda, or my understanding of Hinduism. And my understanding of Hinduism is very, this might sound strange, but scientific, metaphysical. Metaphysics and Hinduism go very well together as far as in my understanding. And the idea of different gods, I think, will be well explained in the coming decades and centuries, most certainly. But we've already started to realize that there are multiple dimensions. Metaphysics has already, basically proven to a certain extent that there are multiple dimensions, and that each of these dimensions has, a collection of universes. And this bodes well with the idea of the other realms that are talked about in Hinduism in certain Hindu texts, as far as like the lunar heaven or the astral heaven, and of course Narag and Swarg, things like that. But there's always been an openness in Hinduism to understand things scientifically and be open to the idea that okay, the spiritual and the scientific explanation can be true. Of course, there's also metaphysical understandings of the illusory nature of reality based on human perception. Because as soon as you measure something, that's when it truly exists. The measurement problem is what it's called in metaphysics, I believe. And you know the analysis that electrons, when you track one electron, it seems to disappear out of existence and come back, but maybe appear in two places at the same time, become multiple ones, or appear in multiple spots, or just stay gone for longer than it should. Electrons behave extremely transdimensionally because they seem to just go out of existence and come back, but the same electrons. But you know, I'm not going to get into more of my scientific theories or anything like that, or the ones that I prescribe to. They're not mine, but the ones that I prescribe to. But I would like to say that transdimensional theory and understanding of consciousness is something that is not confined to just the human animal. Something that there are certain frequencies that make up creation, allow it to, or creation or reality or existence, however you want to say it. That the crossing of these frequencies allow things to exist, but these frequencies can in and of themselves be consciousness. But suffice to say that my understanding of Hinduism is connected to metaphysics and a lot of just regular physics or scientific study, especially scientists studying the brain and seeing how it grows when you meditate a certain amount of times a month, and see that it literally grows 1 square millimeter after a certain amount of months meditating every day. So the idea that it literally grows your brain, even though a square millimeter might not seem like much, that's quite a bit for a human brain. I always keep track of a lot of these theories. I haven't heard them all, but when I was contemplating becoming Hindu, when I was trying to figure out what is that which is just behind reality, just behind existence, just behind creation, because I was raised by atheist parents, and I never really took the word of other people in my communities about God is this or that, or God exists. I never took the word for that, so I just started researching on my own. And before I became Hindu, I got very disillusioned with Christianity because I was trying to go to learn about that and actually become Christian and try to follow that strain, and I got very disillusioned very quickly in Christianity. But then when I met Hinduism and I started to see scientific theories and I started to realize the compassion and logic in Hinduism, that's why I chose it. Is because it's compassionate to me, logical to me, and it makes sense to me. It seems to fit perfectly on the foot that is my soul, I guess you could say, and that's why I chose Hinduism. There are a number of factors that I'm not mentioning here, but this is the best I can do in a short video because I'm just making a short one tonight. I got to get to an art project. I got to get to lifting weights, but I wanted to make a quick video just assessing some of these things and giving you just a basic idea of why I chose Hinduism. And I hope it was useful. If it wasn't, feel free to tell me in the comment section below. If it was, shoot down in the comment section below. If you thought this video was interesting at all, feel free to hit that thumbs up down there, give me a like, and I will see you in the future, brothers and sisters. Stay strong.